Salute. We're gonna wrap and kick it about the the novel turned Netflix series called His and Hers. Just want to give my very brief expose on it. Honestly, I think there's a lot of capping going on when it comes to people reacting or reviewing it because unless you read the novel already, there's a lot of people still saying, "Oh, I knew it." Well, never mind. So we'll get to it. I'll explain more in detail when we get to it. But for sure, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Come bite because it's going to be spoilers. So I don't want to spoil anybody. So if you haven't seen it, spoilers. There's going to be a lot of spoilers. I'm going to talk about what's it about, who are the suspects, and eventually the conclusion of the show. So again, this is spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, please leave. I'll give you about 5 seconds to do so, and then I'll continue. Again, if you don't go watch the show, it's on Netflix. I think it's number one actually. So go watch the show and then come back. Let me know what you think. Five, four, three, two. All right, let's get it. It's based on a novel. I forgot. I think her name is like Allison Feeney or something. She wrote the novel about a married couple who lost their child, and in the mix of that, a year's gone by. So the husband in the situation is trying to find his wife because she up and left. She had a it was it was too hard for her to be around anybody, honestly. Because I mean, the death of a kid. Somebody said this a long time ago, but you're the parent is supposed to die before the kid, pretty much, because of that grief that you receive from your kid passing is ineffable, honestly. She was gone for a year. He was trying to find her. He couldn't. He actually got fired from his job in Atlanta. A whole year passed. She's a news reporter, and he's a sheriff or a deputy. So he goes back to their hometown of Delaney. Delaney, I think it is. I don't know. I think it's probably like maybe an hour away from Atlanta. I'm not too sure. He's there. He's working as the local deputy there. Nothing's really going on. It's a small town, so not much crime is going on. So a year later, she finally comes back. She's ready to work again as a news reporter. However, another girl has already been in her seat because she was absent for that entire year. So the show must go on type shit. She talks to the boss of the station and he's like, all right, cool. Okay, I'll let you be a field reporter. There was a killing in Delaney, where she's from, where her husband is right now, and where her mom is from, and that's where she grew up. So he was like, okay, you can go there. So she goes to Delaney and she takes the girl that replaced her. She takes her husband as a cameraman because they all work together, whatever. So he's like one of the best cameramans there. So she wants to take him. So they go to Delaney, report on the killing of this woman. Turns out the woman that was murdered is a friend of hers. They all went to school together. She's asking all of these questions to her husband because her husband is on the case, trying to figure out who did what X Y Z. After that, they have these little biking force about him saying her cheating, him cheating, and like the death of their daughter and how things are going at XYZ. He's being a little too uninterested or not as invested into the situation as he should because he knows the girl because him and the girl had an affair. They were both of them were married. She was married to this rich older guy. Really, he can't really perform like he used to. He's up in age, whatever. So she had her promiscuous lifestyle. They didn't talk about it. It was never in the house, never on the property. They go out and do their own thing. And so he knows about her promiscuity. The husband's name is Jack, and the wife's name is Anna. So Jack and Anna are trying to figure out who did it because he didn't do it because he was just smashing. But instead of being using this upstairs, he'd be like, look, because they was like, hey, we found semen. There's some boot prints, like a size 10 Timberland boot, blah, blah, blah. We have some footprints. We have this, that, and the other. We need to swab everybody. Instead of being like, look, me and her were having sex, but after that, I don't know what happened. But I guess he wanted to do, I don't know if he didn't think that anybody else is capable of handling a situation like that. He plays dumb. He tried to dismiss all of the other evidence, and like, oh, that's bullshit. So there's another agent. I don't know if she's FBI or anything, but she came in. Her name is Priya. Priya is probably one of the best people in the show. Like, I can understand how you can say that she was like annoying, but she was doing her job. Like, she was following evidence. All the evidence was pointing to her partner, the detective Jack. But she was like, huh, that's kind of, so she was putting piece to piece together. So I understand if you're watching it, you're rooting for Jack and Anna because those are the protagonists. Priya was actually doing her job, but it seemed that she was being annoying, which I didn't understand. I get what people are talking about, but Priya was doing her damn thing. She was putting shit together. I think that's the end of episode one because it just ended with the girl that died. Her name was Rachel. She was a group of five girls that went to the same, they all girl, it's an all girl school. I think it was all girls school together. So it was Rachel was the one that died, the first girl that died that was having sex with Jack. Anna is Jack's wife, and she's the protagonist. Helen, Zoe, and Catherine. So it's five girls were in this little group. So they were kind of like mean girls. Three of the five were mean girls. There was three first. Rachel, Zoe, and Helen were together, and then Anna came to the school, and she got with them because Anna's mom was a housekeeper. She cleaned houses and stuff like that. So she cleaned Rachel's and Catherine's, and she cleaned all their houses or whatever, even the school. She worked hard to put her daughter in that school. So she was like, "Hey, I know you, so can you look after my daughter? Blah blah, take her under your wing, type of shit." So Anna was kind of like a mean girl by proxy. She wasn't really mean. She was just kind of like hanging with them. And then Catherine was she was a heavy set girl that Rachel wanted to bring over and to kind of like bully her and kind of like provoke her and just do all this other mean stuff to her. She brought her a drink. He was like, "Yeah, you drink up." She drunk it, and she was like, "This kind of tastes kind of funny." He was like, "Yeah, because I pissed in it." And I was just like, "There's a special place in hell for people like that to just do mean shit to innocent people." But I guess she said she was joking, but I don't think so because it was still like a funny taste to it. I don't know what the fuck she did, but it's still, you don't play like that, especially when you're trying to eat or drink something. You don't play like that. So that ends episode one. I'm glossing over a couple things because I mean y'all can watch it and see. So when Rachel died, she had a friendship bracelet tied around her mouth or her tongue. I think that was it. So the friendship bracelet is something that the girl, all each five other girls had. Yeah, you know, the typical high school girl friendship bracelet kind of thing. Thought that was weird. Like, okay, all right, cool. Oh, let me bike up. The first episode, Jack is following Rachel in the woods while they're having sex in the car. Somehow, Anna, his wife, is in the woods looking at them, and I thought I was weird. Like, why are you in the woods? Um, and I was just like, okay. So automatically, your mind goes to her. Like, okay, if she caught her husband and her used to be friend having sex, okay, logic says that okay, it was probably her. But of course, you already know, we got like left fields coming in from everywhere. So, but Anna was in the forest, so she knows they had sex, and then that was it. She know that he didn't kill her, but she know that they had sex together. And then it goes to episode two. So Anna's back in town. She's trying to dig up like who did it. She's going around talking to everybody. She's getting evidence. She runs into one of the other mean girls called Helen. She's one of the, I think she's a headmistress at the school that they attended. Her and Helen have a nice little back and forth. Like they were being snarky and snippy with one another, which I don't understand why Helen was, but we'll get to that later on down the line. Eventually, Helen dies. She was the second to die. She had the friendship bracelet around her tongue. No cameras. Nobody know who did it. But the first person to call it in was Anna, because Anna was like, "Oh, I just came in and then she was just dead." And he was like, "Well, how did you get in? Because the doors are locked." He was like, "Oh, usually we jimmy the lock, whatever, if we're trying to be, if we don't want to be late. So we jimmy the lock and then just cut through so we're not late to class." And I guess everybody kind of like, "Oh, okay, all right, believes it." But it's just like it's the case building up against her is kind of like damn, like okay, so you were there at the end and you saw your husband having sex with Rachel. Okay. Now you're the first person to see Helen. So it's kind of like, okay, all right, now it's a little crazy now. Anna goes to visit her mom. Her mom stays in Delaney. She's in the house by herself. She seems to have a form of like dementia. So before, I guess she was walking along the street butt naked. Jack ended up picking her up, taking her home, getting her taken care of. Jack still, I mean, because that's his mother-in-law, so he's looking out for her, putting her stuff like that. So when Anna comes, and she looks and it's like because she's like, hey Jack, what are you doing here, like you want some coffee? And she was like, mom, you just seen him, like what are you talking about? She's like, no I didn't. So she's starting to see the dementia in her. And then her mom is making her breakfast. She's making her some scrambled eggs, and she puts the plate on the ground or on the table and sees the shell still in the eggs. So she's realized like, dang, my mom really might have dementia. I might have to like look after her and make sure she's taken care of. But at that time, she gets called back to Atlanta. The one of the broadcaster, the news guys was like, hey, the girl didn't pick up. We need you to come back to anchor this news. Blah blah blah. So she leaves her mom, goes back there, but it was a false alarm because the girl played her. She was like, oh, I didn't do that, but I'm here now. You don't have to go on. So she kind of like pretty much spit in her face, honestly. So she goes back to Delaney and still tries to figure out what's going on. So Priya and Jack are going through it, and they're trying to find evidence about like who killed Rachel. Rachel's husband, the older guy, is calling her phone because nobody can find it. He's calling her phone because he's like, oh, I like to hear her voice, blah blah. So I keep calling it. So Jack is like, stop calling the phone because if you call and the battery dies, then we can't find it at all. So it's something on the phone that he doesn't want anyone to see, and that's why he continues to call it. I think he called. This is before she died, but he called Helen. Was like, hey, I'm gonna continue to call this phone so it dies, and then there's no evidence, and it's like I'll call you later. Some turns out Rachel's phone is in his truck because after they had sex, I guess she dropped it in like the side compartment. He finds it, and instead of be like, oh shit, he tucking it because he's riding with Priya, and he's like, trying to play it cool type shit. So it's so freaking stupid. So he's trying to get access to the phone, but of course it has a lock and facial recognition on it. So Rachel's already dead. You can't get in the phone. So what do? Go to the morgue, lift her eyes, and open her phone. It works. It doesn't work like that in real life, but it worked. And all these, you see all these messages of him sending her messages like, you know what I'm saying, dick in hand type shit, and what I'm gonna do to you, XYZ. So he's trying to delete that, but that doesn't make sense. He could have just tossed the phone, but you still have the phone records. You still have all of the messages between y'all two. And if the judge subpoenas that records, you see everything that's going on between the two. So I don't know why he felt the need to try to delete those. We found out why their Jack and Anna's daughter passed. It was just a crib death, unexpected. Nobody's at fault, but Jack and Anna were going out for just a date night type of thing, and they left their daughter with their mom or with her mom, and she didn't do anything wrong. It was just one of those freak accidents type of things, which I felt really sorry for. But that's where she kind of spiraled, losing her daughter. Jack tried to make it a little bit better. People grieve in their own ways. So we finally got to see what happened to that. And so Helen's dead, Rachel's dead. Priya's starting to see a pattern like, okay, that girl knew that girl. They're in a yearbook together. Okay, here's a picture of all of them together. So that's Zoe, Anna, Rachel, and Helen. So Priya's putting this together like, okay, so maybe these are the next victims. I wanna interrogate your wife Anna because she's a part of this group. Jack is like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, oh, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. He's trying to push off her scent somewhere else. But all the evidence are pointing to this, which she was right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she was like I said, Priya is probably one of the best characters in the show because she's actually doing her job. So she interrogates Anna, and Anna's like, yeah, no, we weren't that close, and blah 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 da da da. So Anna comes home. She goes to her old room. She sees all of her old videotapes when she was younger, and she always wanted to be a reporter. So she has old tapes and stuff of her like practicing and stuff like that. That's stuff her mom watches. She's been watching that for like 6 months because her daughter went MIA. Like nobody could find her. Even her husband couldn't find her. So she was like, okay, I'll just watch your tapes and then just have a little sense of you here with me because I know you're gone. I hope you're okay, but I've just been watching these tapes. So she has all her tapes in there. So let me see. Rachel dies. Zoe dies. I mean, Helen dies. The next one to die was Zoe. So Zoe is Jack's sister. Zoe, so once Jack got fired from Atlanta, he went back to Delaney to stay with his sister and his niece. She was a part of the whole Mean Girls thing. So he stays with her. Jack, dumbfoundedly, to move the scent off of him, they were taking DNA samples of everybody that was at the crime scene so they can rule them out. Instead of telling the truth, like, all right, this is what it is, he swabs his niece's mouth to give it to the examiner just so, oh, I'm not the suspect type of thing. So I mean, rightfully so. The little girl was like, I mean, she's probably just talking to her mom, like, yeah, Uncle Jack came. He wanted to show me like what it is to be a detective and stuff like that. So he put something in my mouth and then see if I have any crimes or something like that. And so Zoe found out, and she was kind of like, "Did you kill Rachel?" Like, so he's like, "No, no, don't be stupid." Da da da. But so Jack is being he was being a dumbass. He was a good guy, but he was being like really really stupid at times. Zoe comes to the police station and was like, I think I might be next because look, Rachel died. Now Helen died, and nobody knows where Catherine is. Anna's back and forth, so I don't know. And then it's like I might be next, and Jack is like, whatever, whatever. So that's what I'm saying. Jack is he was being real weird at times. Like if my sister came to me and was like, look, I had this friend's dead, somebody killed her. My other friend was dead, and somebody killed her. So I might be next. Like I'd be like, okay, that's something that you should take serious, right? But he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, it's da 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 da. So he's being dumb. Come to find out, she was, I got maybe feeling so sorry about what happened in the past that she was. I think she took a, like she popped a pill or something, and she was just taking a bath or whatever, and then somebody came in and murdered her. It's kind of like I told you so kind of thing. Because as soon as he's coming home, it's like, oh, my sister died. Like, bro, she told you. Like, you had a ample amount of time to do put a cop around the house or something like that, or um, double bolt or alarm systems or cameras or something like do something proactive instead of brushing it off. I know Delaney's I don't know for real, but I know Delaney's maybe a small town, so it's not really active when it comes to like crime and stuff like that. But still, if there's a worry, you have to prevent that. Well, not prevent it. You can't prevent it, but there's something precautionary things that you should do in order to help her. Zoe dies. Then we get a backstory on one of the films that Anna had. She was filming her 16th birthday. So all five girls went out to like the little woods or whatever like that to celebrate the Anna's 16th birthday. Had like a little couch set up, a little. It was a nice little cool little thing, cool little environment. Rachel invited three random dudes to come and I guess kick it with them or whatever. So what she actually did was she took pictures of Catherine and Anna, and the guy was choosing between the two. So he was like, okay, I want to do Catherine. So Zoe, Helen, and Rachel, the mean girls, were sitting on the couch. It's like, da 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 da. And Anna was like, she was filming, she put it down. I was like, no, no, don't do that. So she helped Catherine because she was about to get, you know what I'm saying? So she helped Catherine. Catherine was there, and then they was like, okay, fuck it. So they took Anna, and they was putting her down, and she was like looking for Catherine to help her, like she helped her. So she was like, no, fuck you, and then left her. So Anna was the one that actually got SA'd, you know what I'm saying? And the other three mean girls was just standing there looking. I was like, hell nah. So I thought, I mean, if it was Anna, I'll say, hey, justified. Honestly, justified. Because, I mean, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no goddamn way. We find out that the girl that replaced her at her news reporter was Catherine. She changed. So she was a heavy set in high school, but she slimmed down. She got married. She changed her name from Catherine. Her name was Catherine Alexis. She changed her name to Lexi, and she got married to somebody. I think his name was like something Jones or some shit. So her new name is Lexi Jones. So and she was the face of Atlanta as a news reporter. but nobody actually put two and two together that Catherine was Lexi, not even Anna, because I mean, how would you actually know? It all seemed to be that Lexi was the proprietor, like of all of this stuff, like because I took your job, I know you got essayed or whatever because I think you set me up. But honestly, Anna was like, I didn't know. But Catherine was so mad at the situation, she wasn't listening to reason. Like she can honestly see that Anna saved her in that situation, but she didn't even think about it. Out of the five, Mean Girl click, three are actually dead. So it's down to Anna and Lexi. Somehow, Anna and the film guy, their reservations got canceled, and they're going to Lexi's parents' house because they, of course, they're from Delaney. And he's married to Lexi. So it's like, yeah, Lexi said we could stay here. She knows you're coming, blah, blah, blah. Side note, those two did have sex. Anna and the camera guy had sex, like in episode one or whatever. And this is after that she found out that Jack was fucking Rachel. So I don't know if it was a revenge thing or something like that, but they were at the house and then she's putting two and two together. She was like, dang, like, okay, that's Catherine. Oh, Catherine is Lexi. So she was the so she knows all along. So it has to be her. She's the killer. She lured me here to set me up to kill me. And it was moving weird. Like even the guy, he bought like duct tape and a hammer and just a whole bunch of other random ass shit to be just buying. So she's like, oh shit. So she called Jack like, hey, I'm over here, blah blah blah. I think Lex is the killer. So ultimately, they start fighting. Eventually, it was kind of like a standoff or whatever. Lexi tried to shoot Anna, but Jack came in and kind of dove her in, so and kind of protected her. And at the same time, Priya up the blick and shot Lexi right in the head. I was like, damn, that girl was a straight shooter. You know what I'm saying? So, and she was outside. She was outside looking inside. It was like, oh shit, she's a gun. She's about to shoot Anna and Jack. Got him. One shot. One to the head. Now you know he did. Everybody goes to the house or whatever, like the detectives and the police or whatever. They're searching the house. They found the knife that was used to kill Rachel. They found more evidence about I think they found evidence for Helen and Rachel and stuff like that. So Lexi was doing all of this stuff like that, and her husband was like, oh no, no, no. He was trying to he was berating and stuff like that. Like I didn't do anything. Da, 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 da. That ended the main course of the show. So we I think we skipped to a year later. Jack and Anna are back together. Now that Jack's sister Zoe is dead, he's taking custody of his niece, and then Anna's pregnant again, so she's about to give birth and stuff like that. So they're back together. They're happy. She's the number one anchor in Atlanta. Jack is I don't know if he's still a detective or not. He probably is, I think. So they go back to Delaney, visit their mom because it's a weekend getaway trip or whatever, just going to see the mom. The mom has a nurse attendant in there to help her out because her dementia. We cut to the mom. The mom's name is Alice. Miss Alice, Jack, the little girl. I forgot the little girl's name. They're all outside, just you know what I'm saying, having a good time sitting down at the table. And Anna is reading this letter. It was pretty much saying that, confessing that all those killings weren't done by Lexi. It was done by her mom, Miss Alice. So, gotta spin a bite. Because I was blown away. And that's why I called Cap on some like they was like, oh, by episode one I knew it was the mom type shit. I'm like, nah, ain't no fucking way, because the mom ain't need to get introduced until episode two. So stop the goddamn Cap for real, for real. And then I was like, well, you can detect, like if you can, kudos to you, but it just seems like more Cap to me. Because everybody I actually talked to about it, I think only one person said like by episode three they knew it was the mom, but everybody else like, oh, it was left field. I didn't know. Like, and it was, and that's how a good mystery is supposed to go. You pick up on certain like hints, like, that's kind of weird, but to automatically suspect something, because I didn't know it was the mom until that very last episode when she was reading the letter. It was always, even when the very first episode when Anna came to see her mom and Jack was there, Jack was like, hey, it's been like a couple months she's had like these episodes. So that wasn't the first time of her being walking along on the street buck naked. That wasn't the first time. So it was like, he was like, yeah, she's been having these episodes, and and blah 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 is getting worse. So you need to make sure she has like the right treatment. And so I'm just saying like, okay, if you thought it was the mom, how do you not? How do you just completely dismiss the fact that this has been going on for months, way before the killings? It wasn't so evident, honestly. I think the directors and the writers did a really good job with that that last minute oh shit kind of moment. But I say that to say, let me spin it back. So the very first episode when Anna caught Jack having sex with Rachel in the woods. I don't know. I still don't know why she was there, but she was there and she left. So she saw them and then she left. She didn't see her. Her mom was a couple couple feet behind her, not a couple, maybe 50, 50, 60 feet behind her, hiding behind a tree. So she saw Jack and Rachel, but she been seeing them on a regular. So every time she'll go, so what it was is where they would have sex, right? Kind of like around the corner area, it was a cemetery, and that's where they buried their daughter. That's where Miss Alice goes to pay her respects to her granddaughter. So she'll go there and she'll see Jag and Rachel going there like clockwork. Like, okay, we about to fuck or whatever. We go here, so she'll see them. So she knew what they were doing. She prayed her daughter didn't come and see it, but she did. So she had to act. So she waited till her Anna left. She waited till Jack left, and she came walking up to her, but she slashed her tires. I don't know how she slashed her tires like that because she would have to go all the way around, slash her tires, come back all the way around, and notice Anna, hide from Anna, wait till Anna leaves, wait till Jax leaves, and then her tires are slashed, so she gets out and looks at the car, and now she sees Miss Alice. She's walking up. She's like, I kind of know. She's like, I know you. You know what I'm saying? Like Miss Alice. So she was stabbed like 40 times or something like that. Of course, now that hindsight is 2020, you see, now I know why Miss Alice was butt naked walking in the street because she had all it's full of blood. You know what I'm saying? Her clothes had full of blood. She didn't have any shoes on, so she was completely butt naked. And it was raining at the time, so now all of the blood is being washed off by the rain. But they still see you still have footprints and stuff like that Jack was trying to dismiss because he thought it was his. He was like, "Oh no, don't worry about that. It's probably just something, blah blah blah." So if they would actually been paying attention, you probably would have said, "Okay, somebody was out here barefoot." And then that same night, Miss Alice was walking along the street barefoot, like no, she was walking in the middle of the street, butt naked. So I mean, you can kind of like, okay, hindsight, I could kind of put that together. Okay, cool. That's when she killed Rachel. The next one was Helen. But before that, the reason she's killing them because her mom saw the last tape that she had when she got SA'd. She was livid. She was like, "Nah, I'm gonna get every one of you motherfuckers." So, and that's what she started her plan. So that's why I don't know if it was because she said she watched her tapes and it lasted about 6 months. So I don't know if she had the second 6 months to I don't know plan or do some of the shit that she did. That's what started her motivation and that's what triggered her. So she killed Rachel. Bam. Next one was Helen. She was a cleaner for the entire school, so she knows how to get in and out because they use the same keys for the past 20, 30 years. So she knew exactly what to do, where to go. So she was able to go in there, cut her throat, and then she cleaned up after herself, so there were no fingerprints anywhere. And I guess that was a second indication because he was asking for evidence. He was like, "Well, there's no handprints. Like everything has been wiped clean." And it was like, "Okay, well, Miss Alice was she know how to clean from top to bottom." So I mean, that could have been a second indicator. Like, dang, like everything was wiped clean. That's kind of, but that's also the MO of somebody that's intelligent enough to kind of cover their tracks, kind of thing. Like if I touch a gun, I'm not going to just leave it there. I'm like, all right, I can just wipe it down. Even though I'm not a cleaner per se, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to remove my evidence. But she wiped down every goddamn thing. Like there was not even, Helen's fingerprints wasn't even in there in the office or whatever. So I was kind of like, okay, I can kind of see that too. So Helen's out the way. Now, Zoe, Jack's sister, she like I said, she took I think she popped a pill or something, so she was very very like mellow, so she couldn't really fight back if she even could. So Miss Alice came in the door and drowned her while she was taking a bath. And then for Lexi, what she didn't want to kill Lexi because Lexi didn't watch her get essayed. Lexi or Catherine left, so she thought, okay, since you left my baby there, I think I'm gonna leave you in jail. So she planted all the evidence in Lexi's house. She planted the knife, I think some fingernails or whatever that was lost at the scene or taken at the scene or something like that. So she planted all that stuff for Lexi. So she's like, I'm gonna just leave you in jail, and that'll be that. But Priya came in and killed her. She was like, okay, that's good too. I'm not gonna lose a wink of sleep. Shout out to Miss Alice, bro. Like that level of love and dedication to your kid is phenomenal, bro. Like I second that. Like you are not gonna play with my kids. That's one thing you don't do. You play in traffic, bro. Don't play with mine. You know what I'm saying? Play with yourself. Ultimately, I gave it like I think I gave it like an 8.5. I would have given it higher, but it was just Jack. Jack was just being a dumbass. Like I can understand what he was trying to do, but it was just the way he was moving was just so stupid to me. Because honestly, it would have been like a 9.5, 10. I was because that last turn, it was like I did not see it coming, which is like I said, it's great for TV. It's great for mysteries. It's great for like thrillers like that. So I appreciate the show. If you haven't watched it, I don't think my review is probably doing it justice. So you might want to I think each episode is probably like 30, 40 minutes. So it's not really that long. But I also love how it is and it ended. I love it didn't have any cliffhangers. It didn't have any unanswered questions. Everything was just like tied up. And the recognition that Anna gave her mom when she was reading that note, because I guess the note was her mom. She was like, hey, like I saw this. This is what I did. Just love my grandkids the way I loved you. And the recognition Anna gave her mom, that slight smile, was like, okay. Uh, it hit me. It really hit me because I was like, the level of love a parent has for their kids is immeasurable. That's the level of ferociousness that I would see in moms specifically. Dads they're gonna get theirs off. Like you're not gonna play with my kids, but moms would I think they would go to the end of the earth for their kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I appreciate the storytelling and the recognition Anna gave her mom. Like I appreciate you, mom, because she got sexually assaulted at 16, and I'm pretty sure they were probably like maybe in their 30s, either late 20s or 30s or something like that. But she carried that for a long goddamn time. Didn't say anything. She took it on the chin. She tried to move on the best of her ability. She had a daughter. She got married, so she was putting that stuff behind her. But mm-mm, nah. Once I mean, people when people do you wrong, you automatically want to see them did wrong. Especially in this case. Especially in this case. Like the three girls watched her get essayed and was just cool with it. They were saying happy birthday. Like, boy. So I'm completely behind Miss Alice on that one. It is what it is. Like a lot of people, the side note, like if you ever seen Stranger Things, there was an episode, what was it, season 4, where I think Elle didn't have her powers, and she was at a skating ring, and she was getting bullied by this girl Angela, and she was like talking about her dad because at the time she thought Hopper died. So if you haven't seen it, my bad, it's spoilers. But she thought her stand-in dad Hopper, she thought he had died, so she made a diorama of him because she was like, it's about heroes. And she was like, well, my dad is a hero. He saved all the people in Hawkins and da da da. And she was just being like the typical mean girl. She was like, her and her friend stepped on her diorama, was spitting spitballs at her. They took her to well, she was at the skating ring. They saw her. They put milkshake on her, was doing all this other shit. And then Elle was like, look, all you gotta do is apologize. Just apologize and tell my boyfriend that you was just joking, and then we can let bygones be bygones. She was like, nope. And what? So I was like, huh, okay. So Elle was like, all right, bitch. Took a skate, bah! And I was like, yes, yes. I don't feel sorry for Angela, not one bit. But because I love watching like reactions to see different people's perspectives. And a lot of people was like, oh, don't no, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, like they were like, oh yeah, hit her or something, but don't do that. I'm like, no, 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 no. You don't get to tell people how to react. If you're being disrespectful, especially she was like, look, like just say that you're sorry, and we can let it be. We can let it rock. But for the simple fact that Angela was like, no, fuck you, and you just go tell your dad on me. He was like, oops, you can't do that. And I was like, God damn. So I'm thinking like things are just justifiable. Maybe I'm like a little bit of vigilante myself, but if if things will get done the way I think they should get done, I mean, you got to take care of it. I mean, but it also has to balance though. Like if you step on my shoe and don't say sorry, I'm not gonna kill you. So I mean, there has to be a level of it has to be tears. It definitely has to be tears. You can't just automatically crash out because you know what I'm saying, like, hey, I ordered broccoli. This is Brussels sprouts. Nah, you can't do shit like that. But in these two instances with Anna and then with Elle, honestly, I say they're justified. Um, I mean, like it or not, that's my take. It's my opinion. But yeah, it was a really good show. I think you should check it out and join the conversation. Probably rewatching it, I could probably see a lot of things like, oh, okay, like damn, I didn't see that the first time, or ooh, like kind of missed that. But yeah, so that's my review. Out of like I said, I usually get it like an 8.5 maybe, or 4 out of 5. But yeah, I really liked it. I hope you liked it as well. So yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I appreciate it. I hope y'all just leave some comments and let me know what you thought about the series. What's some things that you saw or didn't see? Got it out, baby.